How does the digestive system work? The digestive system does way more than just digest food. The digestive system affects nearly every aspect of our body. This includes, but not limited to, your appetite, metabolism, immune system, and nervous system, just to name a few. Why do we care about digestion? Most people aren't nerds like me, but recently there's been an emphasis on noticing how our gut feels when we eat and how that affects digestion. One of the many ways digestion is important is because of the gut-brain, brain-gut connection, which I already have a full video on. Feel free to watch it. But the Cliff Notes version of that video is that our brain can influence our gut, and our gut can influence our brain. The brain and our mental state can either enhance or decrease the quality of our digestion. So that's why sometimes if people get butterflies in their stomach, so to speak, they can get nervous and lose their appetite. And at the opposite end, that's how some people get so stressed that they stress eat. Understanding how digestion works can better improve our gut health, and it can make eating a more pleasant experience. So here's a quick, simplified run through of how digestion works. The food we eat goes into our mouths, from our esophagus to our stomach. Protein tends to get broken down into the stomach, and as far as carbohydrates and fats, those move into the small intestine where they can get absorbed. Protein as well gets absorbed in the small intestine, but anything left over goes to the large intestine, which I'm not going to go into details or talk about it because that's just gross. Moving on. How does this process of digestion relate to gut health? Well, interestingly, if our gut is out of sync, then naturally our digestion is going to be affected as well. If you have digestive diseases, your ability to absorb and digest certain foods may be hindered. For example, gluten intolerance can lead to discomfort, inflammation, or even something as serious as an allergic reaction. So this is why certain diets are encouraged or advertised depending on the disease and the issues that you have. There's been a huge surge of gluten-free foods or alternative recipes to avoid foods that disrupt our digestion. And these diets include, but aren't limited to, Atkins, aka low carb, keto, Mediterranean, vegetarian, vegan, and the list goes on and on. Now, from the little that I do know, don't quote me, but most of the time, vegetarians can still eat a little bit of animal products, such as eggs, maybe a little bit of dairy, but the vegans, they tend to eat no animal products or wear any animal products. Correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong. Research and experience tells us that out of all these diets, there is no one best diet, no diet is king, but the best diet is the one that you can personally stick to for a long time. And I think it's also important, at least speaking from my past, to notice what food bothers you, no shame in writing it down, and notice what food is helpful and what food is not as helpful, especially for those with gut issues. For example, some people can eat bread, some people cannot eat bread. Some people can eat corn flour, some people cannot eat corn flour. Some people can eat meat, other people cannot eat meat. Just paraphrasing what my gastroenterologist told me, but any type of digestive issues or gut discomfort in general can affect different people in different ways, meaning what works for some may not always work for others and vice versa. So that's why it's important to please talk to your doctor, physician, dietitian, if you want specific details on the diet that works best for you. This is one of the many ways that digestion relates to gut health. So not only is digestion important for us and for our diet, but as mentioned earlier, digestion also affects our brain, which leads to the next question, which is,